Two of the form players of the comp, Didak and Goddard. What a matchup that is, mouth-watering. And they're ready to go. It's as big as it gets for a home and away match. It is Collingwood, it is St Kilda, and away we go. Jolly against Kazitsky in the ruck. Good to see. Swan first possession, gives it off to Thomas. Inside 50. Kick is astray, and it's marked here by Fisher. Little short one to Jones.
Looks like Jones might run with Swan.
And Montagna spilt the beans there.
Malcolm, I like the idea of Kazitsky starting in the ruck.
So do I, Rob. I would have. I think we've said it a few times, or I've thought it even, just to get him a feel for the footy.
Absolutely.
Chance for Hayes. Beautifully done to Patterson. Now Geary. Fisher kept his head. Handball wasn't great. Geary was able to gather Gilbert. Nice side step from half back. Delivers towards the wing. Thomas attacks it hard. That was well played. Kicked to well. A 2-on-1 against Dawes. And a come to mark taken by Dawson. Goddard. Put the handball away before he slipped. Fisher. Graham. Good run from Geary through the middle of the MCG. Now the kick towards half forward. And Revolt in the action early. 60 from goal. Off to Montagna. Sets it up to the goal square. Big task for Thomas here. He's not tall enough. Can't beat Kazitsky. And St Kilda will kick from 15 metres directly in front for the first goal of the game.
Clever kick by Montagna. He just realised that the big fella was down there playing against someone half his size, and Montagna just pulled the kick, popped it up in the air. We'll have a look at the Rewald handball, and he's just popped that, and he said to the big bloke, I can't do any better than that, you finish it off.
And gee, it was a big chance always against a much smaller opponent in Thomas.
Actually, interesting, 5 of the last 22 games, Justin Kazitsky's kicked the first goal. I just read that earlier.
Well, he comes in and should kick it here from 15 metres, point blank range, and St Kilda first on the board at the MCG.
Think twice. Think twice about the breathtaking performance of the world's leading hybrid technology. Think twice about how much you could save on fuel and emissions. So you really think twice. Toyota is now offering special introductory 2.9% finance across the hybrid range, including world-renowned Prius and all-new hybrid Camry. 2.9% finance. Think twice before you buy your next car. See your Toyota dealer now.
And that's interesting, isn't it? We've got Jason Graham playing in the back pocket on Leon Davis, and Gwilt, who normally plays in defence, has gone up forward.
And first blood in the coach's box goes to Ross Lyon. Justin Kazitsky. Immediate impact in the ruck. This time Jolly gets a tap, but he gave it straight to Kazitsky. Kick was ineffective, and up and under from Ball. And Brown has been rewarded with that mark. He gives it off to Didak. It's a long, quick kick into the forward line. Dawes has got to beat a couple. Gilbert's there to see it through for a rush behind.
Are you surprised, Rob, that both teams have got a spare man back? Fisher for St Kilda and O'Brien for Collingwood. Is that?
It doesn't surprise me, certainly not with St Kilda. Collingwood start their games really well. They've won 11 of the 15 first quarter. So I reckon Ross Lyon will be saying, I'm happy if we only kick 2 goals and they kick 1 in this first quarter.
Goddard drives it. Fist from Jolly. And we've got a boundary throw in half forward for the Magpies.
Just wondering whether, with Kazitsky, who's really had an impact at the start of this game, as we see him in the ruckman, is going to drift forward and someone else will be a run round the ground ruckman.
Didak, little toe poke to half forward. Montagna delayed the handball and another boundary throwing.
But that extra man in defence for St Kilda is Sam Fisher, and he just thrives on that role. He reads it so well. You can see him back of picture there, just directing traffic. And he just gets heaps of ball in that loose man role.
Jones to Montagna. Goddard. Now Gilbert. Oh, gee, through that. Free kick to Collingwood. Umpire Chamberlain was right on the scene. Good pressure in the forward half by the Magpies. Luke Ball. And he'll kick from 45. Right on the edge, you'd suggest, of his kicking range.
Well, let's have a look at the tackle. And he's just restricted the arm. And it's a correct decision by umpire Ray Chamberlain. Important kick. The ex-St Kilda captain with the footy in his hands up against the old team. Start of the game, just about his kicking distance. He's not a long kick. This will be a real confidence booster for him if he can slot it.
He'll kick from about 45. Luke Ball, drop punt on its way. Has it got the carry? Collingwood have levelled it up.
Black. It's the black sheep of the family, the ne'er-do-well-at-all, and the big hairy boogeyman in your closet hall. It's black rats and black hats and blood-sucking bats. It's black market, black mail, and that mark on your mat. But there is, among others, one good thing about black. It makes things stand out, and you'll be glad about that. Panasonic Neoplasma. Blacker blacks mean brighter colors.
Nice smile on the face of Luke Ball. He kicks his 6th goal of season 2010. It's the Pies by 1 point. Jolly over the top of Kazitsky. Got the knockout, but it's socket off the ground by Jones. And how about that? Right into the chest of Nick Revolt, who was within range.
Well, Revolt playing more as a centre-half forward. Patterson back in the goal square. He's playing on Reed. With Revolt playing out, it takes Presti away from the full-back position, which he loves so much.
Nick Revolt. Bit of hang time in that kick. It'll make the distance. Just a point.
Well, I must say that was a nice long kick.
He was a bit tentative early last week,
Yeah,
wasn't he, Bunker?
yeah.
But as the game grew, so did his confidence.
That's cleared the goal square easy.
So Ben Johnson brings it out for the Magpies towards Jolly. Affects the spoil. Front and centre, Tuvian Reid. Ball, the overlap. Handball to Shaw. He's got Dynek in support. Just backward of the wing, and the kick to Lockyer is a good one. And Tarkin Lockyer to take it in front of the great Southern stand, which is absolutely packed this afternoon. Off to Davis. Handball to Didak, and a short kick is marked by Swan. So good hard running around the southern wing by the Magpies.
Yeah, this suits St Kilda though, doesn't it? If they play wide.
Swan short, and Davis is marked right on attacking 50. Now he wheels onto the right boot. Can he carry it from here? He kicks towards the goal square, and they get back in number. Blake, the destructive fist through for a behind.
Now, I'm going to say something here. If Collingwood play that way for the whole game, they will get beat. If they're going to continually go wide, St Kilda will cover the corridor, they'll zone off, and they might not get the footy back.
Well, hard to kick goals when you're kicking from the boundary line too.
Montagna's target is Goddard. In the end, the fist came from Goldsack.
I know sometimes you're forced to do that because of the structure of the team at the time, but if it's going to be constant, it's very difficult. Oh, 9 pins behind, the pack all fell over.
Here's Swan. Inside 50 for the Magpies. Fisher couldn't mark. Gilbert towards the boundary it goes. Another stoppage. And the rotation's already coming thick and fast to both sides. Gardner against Jolly. Third man up was Fisher. Pendlebury. Here's Montagna. Sport by Swan. Davis from an impossible angle. Kick smothered by Graham.
Gee, all of a sudden, St Kilda has got 16 players in their defensive 50. There's Milne out, and also Revolt. The rest have squashed into the Collingwood forward line.
Gardner wins it, taken by Lee Brown. Finds some space when there was none. Off to Reid. Off a step from 50. Kick was touched, was it? Play on the call, and well done, Geary. Just runs it through for another rush behind, the third rush behind to the Magpies.
This time it's Brendan Goddard to do the kicking in. Not much to go to. Tries to thread the eye of the needle and did it well to Fisher. Had to take a bit of a risk.
Beautiful kick.
It was. Had to be perfect. Fisher's told to play on. He kicks to a one-on-one. Revolt against Prestigiacomo. Collingwood get numbers around the football. Nice pick up by Brown. Off to Johnson. In 2 minds. Squares it up. It's as good as anything, I guess. At least he didn't kick to a contest situation. It's 50 metres out from the Magpies' goal. It's almost like a rugby scrum at the moment as they force it forward. Another stoppage.
Gee, attacked it hard there, Dale Thomas.
I'll give you a sec, boss. Okay. Play on. He tried.
Goddard can't get a kick. Pendlebury can't control it. Comes out
Into the
to
back,
Peake.
Montagna.
And it's a free kick to Montagna at centre half back. Oh, shit, hard work getting a kick in there, isn't it?
Oh,
There's
yeah.
about 20 players around the stoppage. It's like old 1970s stuff.
So Montagna decides to play on with the handball wide to Peake, who's got plenty of time to assess the options. Well done, Tuvey. He was almost pushed into it by Stephen. Off to Shaw. Collingwood's intent certainly evident. They want to play on at every opportunity. McCaffer back to Tuvey. Now, interesting kick, just hoisted high to, well, St Kilda dominated part of the ground. Fist from Geary, taken by Montagna to Dawson. Peake, now Gwilt. They're in trouble though. Davis, a good tackle, but he got the handball away to Dawson, to Geary, and the mark's taken by Blake. Now called to play on, not 15, so Blake has to go back and across. It's okay. Mark at fullback taken by Fisher.
He tried to get it to Goddard, but he's put it out of bounds on the full, and Brown will get the free kick for Collingwood.
Didn't have the confidence to go on his left foot, Sam Fisher. Tried to squeeze it with the right. Needs to develop that left foot. Could have easily just swung onto the left side and hooked it.
Lee Brown, 6 goals in 9 matches this year. The man that's at the moment keeping Josh Fraser out of the team.
And he's a terrific contributor, Quarters. He can play forward, take a turn in the ruck, play tall defence if needed.
Now he's a sneaky chance from here. Better than sneaky. It's a beautiful kick.
At NAB, we know that give and take is the thing that drives our most successful relationships. Which is why, when many businesses felt vulnerable and some others stopped lending, we actually increased financial support. It's called taking responsibility.
Well, let's have a look at some of Collingwood's entries into their forward 50, and they haven't been all that good. They've had nine entries, Collingwood, to St Kilda's 2, and a lot of them have been just kick and hope efforts. Nevertheless, they're in front.
So the kick out of the centre by Goddard, coming to meet it. O'Brien couldn't judge it. Johnson fists it towards the line. Milne and Reid need to be careful they don't give away free kick. Milne, superb stuff. Ball towards the goal line, but just across the face. Gee, wasn't he brilliant in that situation? Eluding the tackle and giving himself an opportunity, but only a behind.
He's going to have a tough job today, Chris, though, because Ben Johnson, one of Collingwood's best taggers, has got the job on him.
Nice kick from O'Brien. Finds Wellingham.
Hold Adam! Move on! Play on!
Absolutely nothing on offer, so sideways and backwards to O'Brien. And he kicks the ball.
Yeah, the problem is Fisher's loose. Gwilt loose for Collingwood, and Fisher is loose, so it's just hard to get it back in through the middle there, Rob. They're really struggling.
They're trying not to bomb it forward, as they've done early in this game, trying to hit targets. That's why they're going wide and short.
Thanks, Darky. Cheers, mate.
Actually, Clint Jones is back on. His target is Alan Didak, and that'll be a great contest. Didak in very good form.
Third man up was Patterson. Tapped it to Peake. Again, very hard to get a kick in that stoppage. Now 20 players around the football. It's a bounce 55 metres out from Collingwood's goal. There's Didak.
Does anyone up here not think this would happen? It's going to be tight and hard. It's going to be mongrelly game, tight, hard game.
It's not going to be pretty.
Swan does the roving. Gilbert backs himself. Oh, got it to Blake, who got an attack of the fumbles. McCaffer immediately wrapped up. Didak there. Handball to no one in particular. It's mopped up by Dawson to Ray, to Peake, Thomas, Didak. Again, can't get boot to ball. Peake has another crack at it. He's tackled. Is it a free kick? Umpire will bounce.
Well done by Collingwood. Well done by Collingwood. Collingwood's 2 goals because they forced error. There was the ball grabbing hold of Gilbert's arm, goal to ball, and we saw Fisher kick one out of bounds on the full with the pressure put on him.
Kozetzky hits it to the line, so a boundary throw in. Gee, there's a massive pack of players around this football. Look at that. Quite incredible. Jolly to the back towards Wellingham. Chance for Swan. Kick smothered. Dawes tries to rake it free. Chance for Graham. Quick kick out of the congestion to half-back. Milne cut. Judge it. Johnson. And a hold. Free kick to Ben Johnson against Milne. But this is where it gets difficult for Collingwood because St Kilda have got so many numbers back. There's a little grab. So he bangs it towards the top of the goal square. Dawes a little push and he got away with it.
That's what I like about this bloke. He can take contested marks and pushed Zach Dawson out of the way too easily there.
Which is what he said in the paper this morning, Rob. He said he admitted that he would be too strong for Dawson in a one-on-one.
I think he's got a lot of confidence in his ability, this young bloke. He's been forced to wait. Mick Malthouse has made him earn his games, just 4 senior games last year. But, gee, I think he's so important to this Collingwood lineup.
Needs to really kick this, doesn't he, for a whole lot of reasons for himself and the club.
He's kicked 16 goals, 8 from set shots from 25. Kicks Collingwood's third.
Hey ladies, how you doing? When you're heading to the beach or a mate's backyard pool, a real bloke knows what's truly cool. Bodies over budgies, yeah. What will the girls think? You look smaller than you think, 'cause cold water makes it shrink. Bodies over budgies.
Just have another look at this mark. Just have a look where his hand is. I would have thought 6 months ago that might have been it called in the back.
Could have gone either way.
Play on.
Goddard in the middle. Top of the ball. And that's not going anywhere.
No tackle.
What do you think, Rob?
Just grab the ball.
Yeah,
Watch the
well,
hands, watch
I
the
wouldn't
hands,
know,
mate.
Malcolm, because you don't know what they're going to pay. Early in the year, I thought definitely a free kick. They've eased off on that one.
It was more a lean, wasn't it? Wasn't a noticeable push.
Play on.
Hayes, third man up.
Go 15.
Spills to Graham. O'Brien running back in the front of the ball, but doesn't really matter in the end because Reed's there to take the mark for Collingwood.
Well, he's the spare man in defence.
He gives it off to Johnson. He kicks to half forward. That's courageous stuff from Geary. And he's rewarded with a free kick. Real rib tickler. Didn't take a backward step. Dawes crunched into him. The Saints toss it around down back. This is Gilbert, who's going to switch to the members' side. Not a lot on offer. So in the end, he just kicks to space. And the only man there is a Magpie, and it's Swan. So a breakdown there for the Saints.
Yeah, that was a courageous situation for Swan. He had to wait for that ball to come down. He didn't know what was coming. He did not flinch.
Pendlebury to Didak. Too much hang in the kick, but somehow he still manages to take the mark.
Didn't go.
He gives it back to Pendlebury. He's spilt the beans. Tackled by Milne. Turnover. Fisher. Wasn't a great handball to his teammate. We'll have to try and make amends here. He's immediately mowed down by a heap of Magpies. Ball, yells the crowd. Another bounce.
Gee, that was a great tackle from Ben Johnson. Absolute copybook.
Yeah, the handball wasn't intended. It's supposed to go over the top there. And have a look at those two former captains, Lenny Hayes and Luke Ball, opposed to each other.
Oh, gee, that was a high tackle on Goddard, and the umpire's seen it against Davis.
He was falling to ground and got taken high.
You heard the explanation. So Goddard from left half back now. That's what's ahead of him.
Can't get it in their forward line, the Saints. They've had 3 entries into their forward 50. Collingwood's had 10.
Blake and now Dawson. So still inside defensive 50. Southern side. Short kick. OK. Taken by Gilbert in front of Thomas. It was aggressive on the mark. Now Gilbert plays on. Got to get around Thomas and did it. Nice work from Sam Gilbert. Kick not great though. A chance for O'Brien. Coming up to meet it was Gardner. That was good play. Beautifully done to Stephen. Now Graham. Undecided. Back to the run of Montagna. This is better from the Saints. Handball forward to the play. Gee, go over to Hazels under the pump. Back to Montagna. Snap it. Goal. Just offline.
Gee, poor old Eddie Hayes has got a couple of hospital handballs in the last 3 minutes.
Go 15. Play.
Swan. Told to play on. Backs himself, has a bounce. Long ball looking for McCaffer. Oh. The crumbing was done by Lockyer to Thomas. Back to Lockyer. Handball missed the target. as it allows Hayes into the picture. Clearance king and did it beautifully. Here's Schneider loading up on that famous left. Buys himself some time and kicks wide to the hard-working Revolt. He has to wait for the bounce. Prestigiacomo's there. Oh, he went for the boundary, and he's going to be...
I reckon
he's got away with it.
It'd be interesting to see if that was a legitimate handball or whether it was thrown off the hand. Lenny Hayes just sensational in close here.
Yeah,
Bullocking
great,
work,
wasn't it?
yeah. And feeds it out.
Gardner against Brown. Gardner the tap straight to Bull. He got his head ripped off by Milne. That's a free kick.
Thanks. Got it.
Been a wonderful player all year, Luke Ball. He's in and under work. Now he kicks towards Brown, who tried to give Gardner the slip, and he did it well. Good strong play from Lee Brown, who's been an important player in the early part of the game. Off to Swan. Not too many options, so back to Shaw. Wobbly old kick is effective. Mark taken by Sidebottom. Now pretty open forward line as it stands at the moment. He goes wide. Low down. Missed the mark. Was Jolly, and they've mucked it up here, Collingwood. Turnover. Peak. Oh, he took a long time. Too long. And a Collingwood free kick.
Mark's here.
Didn't have anything to kick to, Chris, to do the U-turn. Got caught.
So Jared Blair.
Gee, we're seeing a lot of this, aren't we? Little chip kicks to the boundary line. They leave the boundary line open, and then they lead back towards it.
We've got so many numbers back inside the defensive 50. So Beams goes back 50 metres to Prestigiacomo, who kicks across the ground dangerously. He's coughed it up. Oh, gee, a simple mark missed by McQualter. And Tuvey gets the tap from Thomas and kicks wide to Davis. Gee, that was a golden opportunity missed by the Saints.
Yeah, bad miss from McQualter. Davis into the pocket. Couldn't quite hit Dawes on the chest. Throw in.
Gee, Rob, there are 100 other places Leon Davis could have kicked that. He's kicked very wide again.
Yeah, and I reckon they deliberately do it though, Malcolm. I think they realise they're predictable to each other. The forward knows that the player upfield will put it towards the line.
But last time they kicked 4-17 doing this.
Nice ruck work by Jolly.
You.
Tuvey to Pendlebury, who swings onto the left. Doesn't want to kick it. In the end is forced to. Just again to the hot spot. And St Kilda have the numbers. Oh, slipping at the crucial moment. The bottom of that, I think it's Dawson. He's gone.
Well, I reckon Zach thought he got caught high. We'll have a look at it.
No, I didn't see the high contact.
Oh, he didn't see the high contact, the umpire tells us. Well, he's blind.
It's just here.
Gotta call it as you see it, Rob, please.
Well, was there high contact?
No, mate, of course there was.
Well, yeah, of course there was.
Even Chriso says, of course there was.
No, but there was initial grab, and then the arm was over the shoulder too.
So a lucky free kick to the Magpies. Now they've got to make these count. Heath Shaw only kicked the 1 goal for the year. Now you can make it 2. And the Pies have an 18-point lead, which is very, very handy. Down to Mark Howard. You there, Howie?
Yeah, some concerns for the Saints also off the scoreboard. Nick Riewoldt came off the ground complaining about a bit of a tweak on his left shoulder. They're doing some work on his calf now, but just got a nasty knock on his left shoulder, Nick Riewoldt.
He looks pretty despondent.
Certainly the body language when he came off the ground wasn't that good, Wolsey.
When he went for that ball with Presti on the boundary, he really was gasping for breath.
I thought he pulled up a little bit too. I just thought he pulled up a little bit. It was sort of like he wasn't prepared to go hard at it and get it on the half volley. He pulled up. Just wonder if he's tweaked.
Well, no concern from those around him, so let's hope he's okay. So ball back in the centre. Jolly versus Gardner. Gardner with the run in the tap, but sharp by Swan couldn't get boot to ball. Well done, Goddard. Oh, gee, Blair was taken high. Umpire Chamberlain saw that one. And the youngster, shortest man on the Collingwood list, playing game number 3. Kicked a couple of goals last week against Port Adelaide.
Many shorter in the AFL, Chris?
Now O'Brien's missed the mark, and Stephen seizes upon the opportunity. O'Brien fights back and somehow finds the footy. That was sensational from O'Brien. Not a great kick, though. He coughs it up. And the mark's taken by Geary off the Graham. Likes to run through the middle of the ground, around Beams, and kick towards half forward, but straight to Goldsack, and Collingwood another chance to go forward.
I was just thinking, Rob, that ironically that last goal they got, it was a missed kick to the front of the goal square. They didn't try and kick one from the boundary line, and it worked for them. Bit of luck, but worked for them.
Ball kicks to the members' wing and finds Wellingham. He's got a loose man on in Davis. Leon Davis having his fourth disposal. There's Revolt ready to come back on. Davis back to O'Brien. Now a little Shepherd on the mark, allows O'Brien some space. Gets past Milne and drills a long ball. It's a penetrating kick. In front is Goddard, can't mark. Did well though. Good recovery at ground level, off to Fisher. And Fisher goes short to Jones.
The umpire says come back. 2 weeks ago they were paying 50-metre penalties.
Move it on. Play on.
So Jones called to play on. So the handball's to Goddard. Kick run down by Didek. Chance for Blair, who attacked it hard. Swan couldn't quite control it. Schneider. Collingwood applying enormous pressure inside their forward 50. Jolly and Swan. Handball to Lockyer. Kick run down. Now a chance for Jones, who jams it on the boot towards half-back. Over the head of Ray. Stephen can't tackle it. Thomas threw it. And we'll get the St Kilda free kick at half-back.
I think that's 5 kicks smothered, Rob, from my reckoning. For almost shots at goal St Kilda has on Collingwood. It's an amazing in one quarter.
Collingwood have been terrific. Their pressure has really rattled the Saints, and a couple of Collingwood's goals have come because of St Kilda players not being able to cope with it.
Fisher floats one to half forward. Front and centre was Gwilt. Squeezes the kick out. Big Gardner's got to do the chasing. He's got it at centre half forward. He just bangs it on the boot, and it's a ripping kick into space. Peake gets the good bounce and misses. Hits the post. Might have hurt himself too. Bad miss. Knocked the flag out of its position. Just a point for St Kilda, though. It's the Pies by 17.
Pendlebury short. He got it from Goldsack, and now it's Wellingham. Still inside defensive 50. That's what's ahead of him. And again, St Kilda, you can see guarding the middle of the ground. So he decides to kick along the line. High towards Jolly and Gardner. Fist from Gardner, front and centre. Well done, side bottom. Little gives okay. Pendlebury on the non-dominant side. Kicks towards a contest. Blake and Brown at the back. Jones. Chance for Brown. Gathers well. Good tackle, Jones, but he got the kick forward. Here's an opportunity. Fisher steadfast in defence. Off to Blake. Loops the handball over the top. Gilbert. Now Jones. So they combine beautifully at half-back the Saints. Jones off a step. Wellingham's got a spoil here, and he does effectively. Side bottom gathers an awkward footy and copped the infringement there, so it'll come back to steal side bottom.
Don't know if
Revolt's
moving all that well, Rob. Keep your asses on him for a minute or so. I don't think he's restricted in some sense.
Yeah, we'll watch him closely. Good spoil by Wellingham on Revolt there.
Move it on. Play on. Play on. I got it.
Side bottom kicks in the middle, marked by Reid.
Stephen. Play on.
Kicks towards Shaw. Nice delivery. Shaw and half forward's told to go. Corralled by Graham. Gets past him pretty comfortably. And beautiful pass to Davis. Now, what's happened to Leon Davis?
Caught one high, I think.
I think he just tripped over his... He just lost balance in the air.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'll stay behind you so I don't check.
He's got the football.
There he goes. No one's near him.
There you go.
Oh.
He might have got a clip over the ear, Malcolm.
Yeah, it's didn't look a tough one, did it?
Just to let you know you're around.
20 seconds, he's on it, yep.
So Leon Davis.
Hold it there, James.
Used up more than 30 seconds on the clock. And gets a point for his efforts.
Once again, it's another wide kick. I should be putting down from the angle they kick him from. It'd be interesting, actually, to look at end of the game, how many shots they had from what angles.
So 51 seconds on the clock. Margin is 18 points. Can St Kilda get a late one just to narrow that margin? Schneider kicks long. Target Goddard. Reid did well, but front and centre Milne. Blocked by side bottom. Chance for Jones. Good tackle. He almost handed it to Patterson, who was taken high. And Patterson with the free kick at half back. Goddard, not too much on down the ground, so he goes across the ground. That's dangerous. Short makes it a contest. Loses his feet though. Got to stand on your feet. Well done, Gilbert. Off to Dempster, the late replacement for Dal Sando, but he kicks it straight to O'Brien, who hit the ground running, Harry. Kick is short, okay, taken by Ball. 15 seconds, enough time for the Magpies. Tuvey wide, and the mark's taken by Beans. Crowd urging him to go.
Yeah.
He drives it deep towards the goal square. Need a mark Collingwood here, but Patterson stands firm right on the quarter time siren. So at quarter time, as Mick Malthouse makes his way onto the ground, Collingwood 4-4, St Kilda 1-4.
Oh, it was a pretty entertaining quarter, really. Dominated fairly well by Collingwood. We mentioned a few times, forced wide, but kicked some nice goals in front. Saints haven't quite got going. Nick Riewoldt hasn't quite got going, and their forward line hasn't had a great deal of opportunities. But that man would be very happy with a first quarter like that. Big day, big crowd.
Let's have a look at what we think might have happened to Nick Riewoldt.
Oh,
just
yeah.
winced there, didn't he? So something with his shoulder perhaps, and it looked like it was a bit restricted in his running too. But anyway, it's quarter time and everything's sweet and dandy, which is in direct contrast to what happened in round 3 at Etihad Stadium. But first quarter goes to Collingwood. They lead the Saints by 3 goals. So what do we make of all that, boys, at the first 30 minutes of football?
Well, what we make of it, quarters, 33 marks to 17. Collingwood's controlling the ball, and inside 50s, 14-6. So it's been a domination by the Pies. There's another forward 50 entry.
That's from Swan, and Gilbert first to arrive. Good tackle on him by Lockyer, picked up by Lee Brown. Little kick towards full forward. Shaw at the back. Spectacular mark.
You know, this fella is a wonderful half-back flanker, but he can play anywhere, and I just, you have a look at that, just so desperate, leaps that little bit early, hangs there. I just reckon he can add to the Magpies if he plays midfield with the occasional go up forward, because he's got super talents and just wonderful desperation.
Well, he kicked a goal in the opening quarter and will kick from 25 metres directly in front for goal number 2, and to give the Magpies a 24-point advantage early going of the second term. Heath Shaw from directly in front, pops it through.
The Natural Confectionery Company presents the 2010 Telstra Australian Short Course Championships. Continues tonight, live and exclusive to One.
Heath Shaw, just 1 goal for the season before today. Now he's got a couple this afternoon. That's sort of the X factor that coaches don't plan for, Malcolm.
No, just hope for. Hope and dream.
He's playing on Schneider, and Schneider's playing pretty much on the wing at the moment, so that puts Heath Shaw in the action. There he goes again.
Yeah, he bangs it on the boot, but only as far as Fisher.
I'd be tempted to get Schneider to play deep forward for St Kilda to get Heath Shaw out of the action.
Fisher kicks to Hayes.
I am fascinated by this now, Rob. What Ross Lyon's going to do. You're 4 goals down in the biggest game of the season so far. Your star's just taken a mark, so he looked all right.
That was the first kick for the match for Lenny Hayes, by the way. Just 4 handballs in the first term.
Play on.
Geary, that's a nice switch to Gilbert, who loads up from 60 metres. Not going to make the distance. And Goddard was outnumbered there. Good hard work for Jolly to get right back deep in defence.
Yeah, terrific work by Jolly. Reads the play, know what's going to happen, and an extra defender for the Pies.
So called to play on. O'Brien in the back pocket. Kicks it long towards Goldsack. That's a wonderful kick from O'Brien. And Tyson Goldsack right on the boundary line. Kicks towards Davis, who's got some space. Kick around the body, an awkward one. Loose play at Dawes, but he can't get there. And Leon won't be happy about that because
he was by himself 50 metres in the clear, Dawes.
It's panic. Rob, I'm fascinated what Ross Lyon's going to do here. When you're down this far in a big game like this, to play this defensive stuff's all right, but if you're going to play it down Collingwood's end, you're going to lose. At some stage or other, this team is going to have to pull the trigger and kick goals.
Jolly, tap towards ball. Montagna does well. Little handball to Graham. His kick run down. There's another smother. Ball close to the line. Thomas gathers well. Kicks back and across. O'Brien can share it with Ben Johnson if he likes. That's what Milne thought. O'Brien off. Kick towards the goal square. At the back, Brown got up, couldn't take the mark. Front and centre. Chance for Wellingham. Nice blind turn. Snap around the body. Brings it back too far. Missing to the left. Margin 25 points.
Rob, just following up that point, do you know what I mean? When you get 4 or 5 goals down, something's got to change because it's not working for you. If they continue to play defence, I know Collingwood are going wide and they've got that 4 or 5 goal break now, but you'll never kick enough goals playing this way. I'm fascinated by this now.
Well, they just can't afford to let the Pies get 5, 6 goals in front of them. We do know St Kilda finish games particularly well, but if it gets away from them, Collingwood's a team that could be on top of the ladder by the end of today's game. That's how good they are, so they're no slouches.
Fisher kicks to Dawson in his 50th game of AFL footy. And Montagna goes into the middle, looking for Geary. Good use of the body by Johnson. A little win there for the Magpies.
I love Ben Johnson, the way he plays. Just does everything for the team. Came up, that wasn't his direct opponent, but knew that he had to cover for a teammate. And Benny Johnson's playing back pocket on Stephen Milne, but prepared to leave Milne to help out.
Goddard to Jones to Montagna. Manages to shake off side bottom. Kicks to half forward. Kazitsky wrestles with Reed.
Kazitsky, the first goal of the match. St Kilda's only goal to this point. Got an opportunity here. The boundary throw in at half forward. Jolly and Gardner. Jolly assumes the front position. Down to Swan. 2V. Thomas. Oh, he ducked ahead. Now back towards Johnson. He's under pressure. Well done. Good pressure this time by the Saints. Milne's wrapped up as soon as he found the ball. No free kick there. And about 60 metres from St Kilda's goal at left half forward.
Kazitsky and Revolt both back in the goal square for the Saints.
So Jolly and Gardner again. Third man up, Goddard. Chance for Davis. Lost the handle, but Suvi, a little fumble, could be costly. He finds it again. Well done, McQualter. Graham, quick kick. Now here's a one-out contest. Reed and Kazitsky, ball bouncing goal. Well done, Reed. Played it pretty well. And a rush behind to the Saints.
Couple of minor strangleholds there. Yeah. It was called a draw.
I don't know about Benny Johnson doing the kicking in.
Stay behind him, Simon. Play on. You.
He goes the long option, looking for Shaw, who out-muscled Schneider easily. Off to Ball. Kicks to the wing, but it's cut off by Gwilt. Gwilt moves it on quickly to Goddard, who's having an excellent match. Now finding some spaces, Fisher. The lead comes from Revolt. He goes shorter than that. That was a shocking kick from Fisher. Oh, Collingwood going to hurt him on the rebound here. A long kick into space. Brown will get there. He's got Dawes in support. Waits for the troops to arrive. Brown plays on, decides to go himself in the end with a left foot kick. It's a goal. He's got 2.
And that's why
42 months no deposit interest free on now at Harvey Norman. Take advantage of this winter's hottest offer and get what you want now with a massive 42 months interest free. That's no deposit with monthly repayments. This amazing offer extends store wide. So make the most of Harvey Norman's huge range, big brands and best price guaranteed. Electrical and computer technology, carpets and flooring, furniture, bedding and Manchester. Get it all on 42 months no deposit, no interest till 2014. Limited time only. Now at Harvey Norman. Go!
See the turnover from Fisher. One other thing that fascinated me, Collingwood have had this situation a couple of times and the guys panic with the kick. Leon Davis did it earlier. The thing I liked about Brown that he didn't actually panic.
Lock, St Kilda. Pass the ball, Darren. Yep, thanks.
So a free kick taken by Patterson. Montagna now a chance for Dempster. This looks promising. Chance for Jones. Back to Dempster. He's sort of got to stop. Kick off a step, long towards full forward. Thomas coming across. Good roving attempt there by Quaddles. Thrown out of the pack. Peak diving on top of it is Patterson. And we've got a stalemate. No, the umpire letting it go. Ball eventually coming out. Tuvi's got it. Wrapped up. And the umpire finally calls for it. A bounce 40 metres from St Kilda's goal.
There's one bloke in that St Kilda team, Malcolm, has to learn to kick on his left foot. Sam Fisher. Twice he's tried to squeeze it on his right foot, and twice he's turned it over for Collingwood goals.
Bit late now to be learning to kick on your left, Rob.
Never too late, Quarters.
Lockyer couldn't take the mark, but fortunately it fell into the arms of Blair, who goes for a bit of a bounce and a run. Gives it to Reid, off to Wellingham. Collingwood looking the far slicker outfit at the moment. Now Thomas down the line towards Dawes. Not a great kick by Thomas. Dawes has kept it alive, has he? No. Throw in.
I guess my comments earlier about going wide doesn't matter if you've got the footy wrong. The other mob can't get it.
Well, they can't catch them, can they? Playing with plenty of enterprise, the Magpies.
Jolly to Pendlebury to Thomas, around the body towards full forward, but the only player there is Sam Fisher, and he reads the game so well. So the relieving mark off to Montagna, who kicks very wide. Geary and pushing the back. No, says the umpire, throw it in.
But he should have marked it.
He's dropped a couple today, hasn't he?
You've got to mark those.
So good pressure from Alan Didak. And a boundary throw in, half forward for the Magpies. Brown, Patterson reaches over the top. Pendlebury goes without it. Little soccer forward by Swan. Ray put his head down, tackled. Now a chance at ground level for Lockyer. Hard to see what's going on in there. Goddard applying some pressure, but a bounce 30 metres from Collingwood's goal.
It'll be Brown against Patterson. Montagna squeezes the kick out. Schneider's to the bottom of all that. Going in hard. There's Beams, and we'll have another bounce. 45 metres out. Look at the Saints fans. They're a bit stunned. They're down by 30 points. Like stunned mullets at the moment.
I'd have to agree, Stephen. I'm a bit shocked by this too. I mean, we all picked St Kilda to win because of the form and a bit of history, but right now Collingwood are serving it up in huge doses.
Well, they've lost their last 4 against St Kilda, and as I said in the introduction, in the last 3 matches they've averaged just 44 points a game against St Kilda, the Magpies, and they're already up there at that mark.
He wasn't on the ground. He just grabbed the ball.
Early in the second quarter,
I got it, Clinton.
41 points.
Look
at the kicking efficiency.
Yeah, well, St Kilda 59%. St Kilda's normally well up in the 70s. Got to give a lot of credit to Collingwood because they've just been at them and at them and at them. And we've seen Sam Fisher with 2 lousy kicks give goals to the Magpies.
So the free kick, you heard it, to Clint Jones at half-back for the Saints. Now, not too much to go to, so he goes back to Gwilt in the back pocket. And Collingwood's pressure in the forward 50 has been magnificent so far today. Gwilt called to play on, across the ground to a contest. Back McCaffer. Well done, Gilbert. That's a wonderful mark in front. What a year he's had, Sam Gilbert.
Gee, he's a good escape player, isn't he? He's so good overhead, you just know you can rely on him.
Back to Gwilt, short kick, touched by Thomas. Ray back to Gwilt, brushes Blair aside. Handball not great though to Geary. They're under the pump again. Fisher coughs it up. No, relays to Geary. Now Hayes. His handball not great. St Kilda are trying to force it forward with just weight of numbers. Now Geary an opportunity. Chance for Reid. Loops the handball over the top, but straight to Gwilt. He overruns it. Thomas barrels him over, and the ball for a boundary throw in the attacking side of the wing for the Magpies.
Let's have a look at Sam Fisher. There, goes on the right, could have swung around on the left and hit that target. And here we see again, it's a left foot kick. Tries to squeeze it on the right, and again turns it over.
Goddard gets the clearance. Schneider couldn't quite trap it. Spills to Tuvey, off to Didak. Gives it to Sidebottom. Now Prestigiacomo back to Didak. Nothing on offer there, so he's forced to double back. And switches back to the southern stand side where he finds Reid.
It's composure.
Yeah, just clever. Trying to hit too.
Thomas. Blair. Pops one over the top to Pendlebury. We went at it a bit lackadaisically. Gwilt is dispossessed. Holding the ball, says the Collingwood fans. Umpire bounce.
The hold the ball rule is much better today than it has been for years, I reckon. It's really good. You happy with it, Michael?
Yes, Malcolm.
Good.
So umpire McBurney bounces again. Third man up, Patterson to Goddard. Squeezes the kick towards the wing. Off to Neo O'Brien. Chance here for Hayes. Good linking handball to Schneider. Now he searches for an option. Forced to go deep and straight to Reid. And again Collingwood outnumbering St Kilda in the back half. Reid's short kick is okay. Mark taken by Thomas. Little chip over the top to Beams. Run provided by Ben Johnson. Kick wide towards Swan. Good gather. Beautiful fend off. Outstanding play from Swan and then onto the chest of Lockyer. Point of the square, right half forward. Lead comes from Jolly. Well done, Dawson. And he outmarked Jolly. It's good play. Off to Geary. And the mark's taken by McQuarrie at half back for the Saints.
Gone well over a quarter since they kicked the goal. Got the goal at the 2-minute mark of the first quarter to Kazitsky. None since.
Gilbert to Goddard. Gets it moving quickly. Thomas will get there first for Collingwood. Good hard work from Hayes. Beautiful hip and shoulder on Thomas. Now here's an opportunity for the Saints. Over the top to Geary. Must kick goal for St Kilda. Got it.
Just want tough. You want unbreakable. Toyota Hilux.
Dale Thomas got crunched by Lenny Hayes, setting up this second St Kilda goal. Bang. Great work from Hayes.
I reckon we saw his New South Wales background.
Yeah, I was just going to think the same thing. And the other thing with it was quite fair and legitimate, didn't he? Got down low and just met the body. It was beautiful.
Here he is again, Lenny Hayes, trying to get St Kilda moving. Kick towards half forward. O'Brien chips in, can't take it. Spills to Gardner. Good chase from Davis, but he kicks to the goal square. Reid, great mark at the back of Patterson. Hasn't he developed, Ben Reid, over the course of the year? Off the Goldsack, Swan. Half back for the Magpies. Jolly creating wide on the southern wing between half back and wing. Kicks towards Brown and Blake. Blake gathers, needs support. Wilt provides it, although handball wasn't great. Now a chance for Dempster. Well done, Dawes. Sockers it to Didac. Pushed out of the way by Jones. And now Wilt from half-back relieves the pressure. And the mark taken by McQuarrie. Just sensing St Kilda really working their way into it, Rob.
Yeah, they've just neutralised things, haven't they? They've just put the stoppers on the Magpies and are starting to win a bit of possession themselves, bringing each other into the game. You just sense that it's just starting to swing back St Kilda's way.
Gilbert coming up for his 10th disposal. Goes inboard.
Numbers here.
Ray to Fisher, who drills it long. Revolt getting back. The fly of the ball at Schneider. Did he claim the mark? Umpire said play on. Schneider wanted it.
Held in the tackle.
Oh, we'll have a look at a replay here. Hard to tell what happened.
That wasn't hands in the back. I've never seen it.
Yeah, it was certainly hands in the back.
Yeah, Schneider spilt the beans. So a ball up. 30 metres out from the Saints goal. Bad bounce, favours Jolly. Here's Schneider again, can't get it. Wellingham, quick handball to Pendlebury, who measures the kick. And the mark's taken by McCaffrey.
Half back for the Magpies.
Move it on.
And St Kilda have blocked this northern wing, so he's forced to go back inside defensive 50. Mark taken by Reid. Now Pendlebury. Hard going here as he kicked wide to Beams, but good pressure coming from Fisher. And Fisher and Gilbert have done a wonderful job across half back. I know you've mentioned Gilbert, Fisher's kicking a couple of times, Rob, but geez, reading the play well.
He's hurt his arm there with that right-handed spoil, Fisher.
Jolly, beautiful tap to Pendlebury. Now Shaw in the corridor. Geary applies some pressure, kick towards half forward. Gilbert again mopping up. Really getting on top, Gilbert and Fisher. Kick, not a great one wide. McCullough's got support those. Gilbert kept running. Now Jones, good pressure coming from Didak, who was desperate. Side bottom, trying to worry Gilbert out of it. And he does able to get it up to McQualter. But Collingwood are able to tie it up. Tuvey tried to emerge, but the boundary line too close.
Gilbert will be exhausted after that effort. There are about 4 or 5 goes in a row. And the big fella, there's Fisher, where I reckon he got that elbow hyperextended. It's a good technical term, Quarters.
McCaffer. That's got to be holding the ball. It is. Good decision from the umpire. Free kick St Kilda on centre wing. I'm still getting over Malcolm Blight's pre-game acting. Magnificent stuff. Reid to O'Brien. Target is Dawes. Spoilt nicely by Gwilt and manages to keep it alive. Again goes back into the corridor where the mark's taken by Gardner.
Dangerous time now. You're right. The Saints have just started to take control a bit of the game, but one foul swoop here and Sutton could go.
That makes you nervous when Gardner kicks backwards. Can Didak make them pay? The Collingwood champ misses.
I tell you,
almost right the book.
Man's got to know his limitations, Rob.
He does. He does. Watch this, hands in the back.
Yep.
Of course it's hands in the back.
And this is the problem with the rule, that the umpires pick one every so often. And we've just seen 2 in the last 2 minutes where free kicks weren't paid. One to St Kilda, one to Collingwood. Fisher emerges from half back, kick towards the wing. Beautiful kick. Standing underneath it, Norgie, no mark taken. Stephen waiting for the call. In fact, there was Patterson out there on the southern wing. And Collingwood do well to tie him up.
No, because I reckon the original push in the back, as we watch this in replay, it's a mark.
Well, that's an arm chop as well.
You're allowed to hold your man. Someone coming back at you, you've got to protect yourself with your hands.
Well, but that's a free kick, Malcolm.
No, I don't reckon it is. It's not a push.
Well, it is. That's the rule.
No, it's an interpretation.
That is the rule. If you lay your hand in the opposition player's back in a marking contest, even if there's no pressure, it is a free kick.
It's in the video.
Yeah, but
and they tell us they umpire.
It shouldn't
by
be a free
video.
kick. I agree with that, but it is. So here we go. Let's get back to the action. Chance at ground level, and Collingwood can't get it forward, and another ball up.
Both teams, ball pretty much on the wing. Both teams with an extra man in defence.
Jolly the tap, knocked forward for St Kilda by Ray, only as far as Shaw. To Ball, that's holding the ball. Too slow. Free kick to Farron Ray. Handballs to Goddard. Great pressure from the Magpies. Goddard will have to try and save the day here. Tapped it to Geary, who again had attack of the fumbles, not coping with the heavy pressure. Snared by Davis. Kicks to open spaces. Dawes has been retarded. Umpire let it go. We'll have another crack at it. Dawes handballs back to Beams, who squeezes it round the corner. It's touched off the boot. Goddard went for the fly. McCaffer snaps, bounces, goal!
We were bickering away before we crashed into a farmer's crop.
I was trying to launch my boat.
I was in some kind of joke.
I just didn't see the lobby.
You wouldn't back me, I never claim.
And he gets the same as I did. What about me?
Amy's Safe Driver Awards for drivers who don't claim.
Lucky you're with Amy.
Here's the goal from McCaffer. Great contest, and then found it at ground level, and as you said, Malcolm, a little awkward but effective.
Yep. You only get 6 points with one kick, apparently.
So the biggest lead of the match, 31 points. Beautiful tap from Jolly to Swan. Jolly fists it over the head of Stephen. Chance for Thomas. Gets an accommodating bounce and is away. Left foot is very wide towards the pocket. Doors up. A good contest provided by Fisher and also Dempster, forcing it over for a boundary throw in at half forward for the Magpies. And Sean Dempster there in some trouble. Will need to come off under the blood rule.
Dawes was very good in that before that last goal. Pushed him off, got him away.
Looking at this bloke, Malcolm, he needs to lift. He's just had 2 touches in the first half. This bloke, he's just had 2 touches in the first half. And the skipper has just had 3. So they're 3 gun forwards have had very disappointing first halves.
Jolly the tap in the direction and the path of Swan as his kick smothered.
Gee, the smother count's been incredible today.
St Kilda have been fantastic at it. Collingwood should be further ahead if it wasn't for that backline pressure.
Another big opportunity here for the Magpies. Kazitsky having a run in the ruck. Leon Davis pounces. Floats one to the goal square. Tough one to mark, but Fisher did well. Little short kick to Graham.
Well, Sam Fisher's had 17 disposals, but he's got the easiest gig in town. Loose man in defence.
Hayes, nice handball to Peake. He kicks long towards Milne. Went without it.
Revolt back on the ground for the Saints. He'll go to inside the attacking 50. Try and lift his team. Boundary throw in between wing and half forward. Revolt third man up, but straight to Swan. Auto Montagna dispossessed him. Goddard put the head down. Blair, Thomas sweeps it. Brown does very well to Pendlebury. Now to Beams and Collingwood with an opportunity. Davis has won out. Good chase though by Goddard. He went for the shorter option and that wasn't the good one because Dawes was outmanned. 2-1 against there, and St Kilda through Fisher relieved the pressure to Gwilt. Across the ground to Peake, and good strong mark taken there by Brett Peake under pressure. So the Saints now on the open side, they've got the numbers on the southern wing. Graham and Gilbert combined. Graham forward of the wing, he kicks towards Revolt, who can't take the mark. Shaw paddles back to Johnson, uses side bottom, and he kicks well. And the mark's taken by Wellingham between halfback and wing southern side.
Presenting his Goldsack. And he gets it moving quickly to Tarkin Lockyer.
See, they will hug the line, but it's effective.
He can't go down the line now because St Kilda have got the numbers, so that's why he's looking around, looking for another option.
Again down the line. Hands in the back. And a free kick going to Zach Dawson.
Yeah, Michael, you got a free kick.
You happy now, Chris?
Yeah, got, you know.
Well, it's a rule. Let's see it paid every time.
Montagna.
Well umpired.
To Peake. He's had a pretty reasonable second quarter. Goddard to Montagna. And he kicks to Patterson, who marks on Member's wing.
Pretty open forward of the play here for Patterson if he gets rid of it pretty quickly.
That's a clever kick to Jones, who can keep running. No. Stops. Not much on offer. Collingwood get numbers back. No, play on is the call. He gives it to Montagna, who kicks in the Revolt direction. That's poor stuff from St Kilda. It was kept on the hold on the ball too long. Collingwood got numbers back.
And he's sure an absolute beauty in that back line, being able to help his other defenders.
Swan gets it back after the umpire called play on, and his short kick this time covers the required distance, and Pendlebury's got it at half back.
Move it on. Play on. Play on.
Not too much on down the line again, so he goes back to Shaw in the back pocket. And St Kilda an opportunity to really hem Collingwood in here. Johnson in the opposite back pocket. Decides to kick long. One-on-one contest here. Wellingham and Montagna. Wellingham played it brilliantly. Now he's away. He's got a bit of toe. He's got two bounces and a third. Over the top is Brown. He ignores that, goes longer towards Dawes, but just had a bit too much on it. And the boundary throw-in in the forward pocket, but exciting play there from Sherrod Wellingham.
Was that in the back, Michael? The mark?
Well, it wasn't hands in the back.
No. Well,
I think that one's okay.
Yeah,
you're allowed to use your forearm or your shoulder.
Nudge him.
Just not your hand.
Right.
Blair, nice spin out of trouble. Got it to Brown. To Dane Swan. Collingwood lead by 32, the biggest margin in the match.
He's exhausted, Lee Montagna. He had that run down the wing, and as soon as he finished the chase, he beckoned to the boys on the bench to say, hey, give me some relief.
All right, Rob, as we head towards half-time, what does St Kilda do to change things? Because they're not going to win a playing like this.
Well, I think that you've just got to work on your forward line to be a bit more productive. You need your midfielders to get more of it, and you've got to close down Collingwood's control of the footy. Collingwood's just hitting targets up with these short passes, and I just think that the St Kilda players, they've just been lapsing in concentration too often. And Collingwood have got really good kicking skills. They hit targets.
Rob, remember in round 6, the Saints had kicked 2 goals 3 up until half-time against the Bulldogs and ended up winning.
Well, they can just close games down and then finish with a flurry, but we'll have to wait and see if that'll happen.
Gardner against Brown.
Free kick to Michael Gardner, holding his arm.
He's done it a couple of times, Brown. He got nabbed on that occasion. Now Graham kicks to Kazitsky. Gives it off to Stephen, who kicks to Goddard. Just gets there. Off to Schneider. Now here's an opportunity for the Saints. Hard running by Peake. Revolt will get there first. And Revolt.
Well, he should have the confidence to go back and make the distance at least. Have a shot.
He's going to do just that now. This is an enormous kick on the half-time siren.
Captain's kick quarters.
Sure is. So Collingwood lead by 32. Revolt has an opportunity to make it 26 right on half-time.
Oh.
Nick Revolt to give the Saints some badly needed momentum. Drop punt. Looks good. Is good. Goal to the Saints. It's a big one. Just what the doctor ordered, Malcolm Blight.
Is it ever? Still outscored for the quarter. 3 goals 3 to 2 goals 1. So the Collingwood have still done beautifully well, but that is momentum builder, isn't it? You can go inside.
Here's 20 seconds before the siren. Ross Lyon has had enough, and he is not happy, and I think there's a bait coming.
Well, that was their best passage of play for the whole half, so something perhaps to go on with, play on, be more creative.
Half-time, it's the Magpies by 26 points.
They've been fairly defensive, having that extra man in defence, but they've got to give themselves a chance to kick 4 or 5 goals in this quarter. They have to win the game.
Jolly did it nicely in the centre, puts Collingwood into attack. Handball taken by Geary. Great tackle, and he's been penalised for holding the ball.
The ball was knocked in. Must make an attempt.
Free kick going to Luke Ball.
And I reckon that's right. The umpire said you must make an attempt, and Geary didn't make an attempt when he was tackled.
Dale Thomas floats one to the goal square. Davis has kicked the goal. Leon Davis goal.
Oh, what a script. What a script for Leon Davis as we watch this kick come in high from Thomas. Good contest in the goal square, and he's flicked at this in mid-air and tipped it across the line. Oh, that makes it really hard. We're going to have to watch some Saints footy now, Rob.
Yeah, gee, that's clever.
Dale Thomas happy. We kicked the long ball in, and Leon Davis had a pretty productive first half. 6 marks, 10 disposals, and starts the third quarter with a goal. Margin back to 32. Jolly versus Gardner. Favours Gardner. Beautiful tap to Hayes. Jones in support. Geary. More dubious handball. Fisher has to tap back to Blake. Back to Geary. They're being forced back here. St Kilda, and Geary panic. Kicked it very wide and bounces just inside and over. So perhaps a bit of luck going St Kilda's way in this third term.
Yeah, look, young Jaron Geary tries hard, but this is a really good test for him. MCG, Collingwood, big crowd, and you can see the runner's gone out. Give him a word of encouragement, but he struggled a little bit under the pressure of this finals-type match.
Didac to Davis, just eludes him, and over again, this time about 35 metres around, perhaps 40 metres around from the Collingwood goal in the left forward pocket.
Thank you.
Gardner against Jolly. Third man up was Hayes. Tapped it to Goddard. Intercepted by Ball. Quick hands by Swan. Kicking into his own teammate inside bottom. A bounce 50 metres out from Collingwood's goal. No, it's a free kick.
When I blew it, it was still under him.
It's going Collingwood's way. Handball comes to Didak into the pocket to side bottom.
Gee, that was a strong mark. Got crunched there by Fisher.
So Milne grabbed it. It's a tough call. Really hard call. And now Collingwood have a shot at goal.
Thank you.
Steele side bottom in the forward pocket.
No,
Another wide one, Michael.
Yes.
no, not when I blew the whistle.
Converting at 60% this season. Looks good. The Saints are officially in trouble now.
Radio Rentals. SA's biggest range of 3D, LCD and plasma TVs, including the latest and greatest blockbuster brands like LG, Panasonic, Samsung, Sony and Sharp, from 15 inches to a massive 65. The option of delivery and installation with expert sales staff. Radio Rentals offers the complete package. So, for the full big screen experience, it's Radio Rentals, SA's biggest in 3D, LCD and plasma TVs.
Pensive looking Ross Lyon in the St Kilda box, and the St Kilda fans numbed by what's happened today.
Well, 2 forward entries by Collingwood, 2 goals. Saints yet to get it past the centre, going their way. So they've got all of these players up forward, but they can't get it to them.
Gardner wins it down. Chance for Ray. Jolly came in hard. Davis blocked. Ball with Montagna, and the umpire calls for it.
Now, Nick Del Santo's out. One play never makes a team, we know that. There's a bit of his polish around that midfield just missing today, Rob.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, he's a class act. Silky skills and good in heavy traffic.
Jolly straight to Montagna, who hoists it high towards half-forward O'Brien. Fists it away from Schneider.
St Kilda free up there. St Kilda free against you, Lee.
So down the ground, it's against Lee Brown, I think.
From down the ground.
There you go.
Free kick. Lee, let go. I've already warned you, mate. That's it, right?
So the free kick to St Kilda,
no more.
and it'll go to Schneider. Here's a long kick. You'll need to kick this close to 60 metres to register a goal. He likes his chances from right on the front of the centre square. Drives it deep to the goal square. It had the carry, but not the accuracy, so behind only to St Kilda.
Ben Johnson to do the kicking in. It's Collingwood by 37 points. Drives it long. His target is Jolly. Geary did well to maintain the front position. And Fisher, another mark. That's number 11 for him this afternoon. 21st disposal. Now Fisher again. Long ball. Gives the forwards a chance. Kazitsky works his way to the front. Thomas on hands and knees. Fed it out. Quick kick from Ray into the forward pocket. That's still alive. Swan's got it. To Jolly. He has to work his way back through traffic, and the ruckman did it nicely. Has a steadying bounce. Good skills from the big man. Kicks towards Goldsack. Couldn't quite get there. Gilbert. Good tackle by Goldsack. Great second effort. Thomas, it's out of bounds.
When that long ball was kicked into Kazitsky, he took his eyes off the ball, looked at his opponent, pushed his opponent, and then tried to refocus on the footy. No one can do that.
Boundary throw in.
Have a look at that ladder.
Jones, Montagna, brilliant smother short. Ricochets to side bottom. Dubious handballer. Jolly put him under the pump, but he got it towards Swan, who hacks it to the centre wing. Gilbert. Oh, gee, that was a tough tackle by Lockyer initially, and then McCaffer wrapping him up.
Keep the knee out of it.
Kazitsky's just...
Keep the knee out of it. Unnecessary.
Now,
good umpiring by
Lockyer. So now kick on the outside of the boot. Not quite Kazitsky. Now claims the mark. All to play on. So Cooley gives it over the top to Willingham. Pendlebury. And now Tooby. Waited for it to bounce and's got it at half back with a bounce. Draws a player over the top to Beams. Dane Beams wheels around towards McCaffer. Well, good mark, strong mark in the pack. Just the attacking side of centre wing for the Magpies.
Little short one to Pendlebury, and he finds Davis, who wants to play on. Quick kick to the tip of the goal square. Swan worked his way up forward. In the end, takes the easy chest mark. And he will line up from 15 metres out and should be a soda for Dane Swan.
The Leon Davis swing around kick just puts pressure on everyone. I really like that. It's 50-50. Not so sure he meant to hit Swan. Doesn't matter. He puts a ball in there that puts everybody, St Kilda and Collingwood, 50-50 chance comes your way. You go.
Collingwood by 43.
Welcome back. Well, they took a punt, these blokes.
Got great arms.
And didn't it pay dividends?
That's a modern miracle.
What a magnificent spectacle as the crowd heads towards the victory. Lots of friendly faces, all drinking the best cold beer.
Well, that's what it's for.
Well, he's a terrific player, Dane Swan. Collingwood fans are up. Kazitsky's been moved into the ruck. I reckon it's overdue. He started the game in the ruck, got a couple of touches, kicked a goal and has done nothing for the next hour.
Waited for Jolly to come at him. Spills to Jones towards centre half forward. Chance for Goddard here. Oh, gee, that was superb stuff from Pendlebury. Knocked the handball to his own advantage. Off to Tuvey. Wellingham to pick it up off his bootlaces and under pressure missed the handball target. Blair pushed off it by Goddard. Here's an opportunity for the Saints. McQualter pushed in the back by Davis. And advantage rule to Patterson inside the corridor. Oh, gee, wild-looking handball. Not quite sure it was even intended for Graham. This time he tries again. Another ordinary-looking handball. Gilbert, well played. Now a chance for Schneider from just inside 50. Kicks across the face. Another behind.
Rob, I just had for all the Collingwood supporters, we look at Ross Lyon. Whoops, bad day at the office so far. But remember in 2007, I saw Collingwood do this to Geelong by about 80-odd points in the game at the MCG. Great game they played. And then, of course, Geelong went on to win the flag and they got beaten in the finals. But so this has been coming for a while, hasn't it, this result for the Collingwood?
Oh, look, I've seen a lot of Collingwood this year, Malcolm. They are a much improved team. And a lot of it's to do with the younger players in the side bottom and beams.
Hayes kicks towards Revolt, who hasn't knocked away. Pendlebury driven into the ground by Graham. Kick towards Patterson. Didn't take the mark. Mopping up is Johnson. Collingwood have all the answers at the moment. Courageous stuff from Beams. Couldn't quite take the mark. Revolt from a tight angle. Kicks across the face. Patterson can get there and take the mark. That's a mark.
And I like the fact that the Magpies have Dawes has come into the team. Obviously Travis Cloke not playing, but he takes a bit of the heat off Travis Cloke, gives him a target up forward. Lee Brown's been really good for them. Reid comes into the back line and Didak's playing more as a midfielder.
Handballs him to Milne, who kicks the goal, but had a shot from there.
Sitting here waiting for a lightning storm to pass and God, listen to that thunder rumble. Oh God, see what I mean?
Jessica Watson, True Spirit, premieres August 16 on 1.
Monday on 1 Week at a Time, Richmond's Trent Cotchin and Gold Coast recruiter Scott Clayton are in the studio to wrap up your weekend's footy.
The siren's gone, he's missed, the Cats have done it again.
1 Week at a Time, Monday at 9, exclusive to 1.
Well, Milne gets his first goal, and you can see the handball around the back there from Patterson. But with Revolt off, the Saints have got Patterson and Gardner deep forward with Kazitsky doing the ruck work. And I reckon Mick Moldhouse wouldn't mind that. He'll say, my boys will run off them.
Milne again. Wobbles it inside attacking 50. For the ball, McQualter tried to get it very quickly to Montagna and a free kick. So St Kilda with another opportunity to kick 2 goals in a minute. Free kick to Montagna. and he'll kick from 40 metres directly in front.
They're not happy, the poor old Joffa. He's gobsmacked.
Now, there it is.
That is a very lucky free kick.
Yeah, well,
but you win some, lose some. Mick certainly doesn't think it's warranted.
Yeah, but what about the lucky one that Collingwood got in the first quarter? I mean, if you start whinging about every decision,
it evens itself out, Malcolm.
Big kick this, Montagna directly in front, and he's just missed to the right. Needed to kick that just to keep the momentum going, the Saints.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, you can sit here clinically and say that was a wrong decision, but happens at both ends of the ground.
It does, yeah.
And I mean, we highlight them, but when you look back, I reckon it's an excuse for players in the team. If you as a coach take that line.
Collingwood by 35.
Yeah, and I think we go back to last week when Matthew Knight's Essendon coach, he was unhappy with the penalties and free kicks given against his side. I don't like it, and you and I probably have both been guilty of it, Malcolm, over the journey, because it does give the players an out.
Yeah, I never did, Rob. I didn't like it.
Great play by Tuvey. Unfortunately, Magpies have turned it over. Hayes, that's holding the ball. Free kick, Collingwood.
No handball. Handball, sorry then.
Be taken by Brown. It's to Reid. And off to Thomas. So the Magpies just maintaining possession here. Ball to Didak.
Almost going to say this is a typical Collingwood build-up round the boundary line.
Well, it is.
So that's a poor kick from Didak until then.
Until then.
And Fisher takes another mark. That's a dozen.
Yeah, but no quick rebound, is there? They're treading water. The Saints.
So they kick it right back to fullback. Yeah, Goddard marks unchecked. He'll go for a bit of a trot. What can he set up here? Goes back into the corridor and finds Hayes. He goes back from whence it came. Blake. Graham. Not much on offer. So has to go back. Now the kick comes to Hayes. Oh, could see that coming. Turnover. Who's going to get there first? Beams did it beautifully. Dishes off to Ball. Ball's run down with a great tackle from Hayes. Desperate stuff from St Kilda, hanging on for dear life here. Now picked up by Didak. Screws the ball around the corner. It's bouncing towards goal, and we'll have a throw in.
Great stuff from Tyson Goldsack. Not happy. Gardner in front. Beautiful tap to Hayes. Well tackled by Pendlebury. Got the handball off to Montagna. Kick towards Patterson, who marked between halfback and wing. Southern side. Off quickly to Stephen. His kick not great, but Revolt comes to meet it. It was a good kick. Off a step. He kicks towards half forward. Good run by McQualter. Here's an opportunity for St Kilda. Open forward 50. No one in the goal square. McQualter goes for home and hits the post. Gee, it looked on track and then took a bounce to the left. Saints fans can't believe it. Behind only. It was a wobbly old kick. Look at that. Now there's a leg break to be proud of, Malcolm.
Yeah, it was a leggy too.
Harry O'Brien blazes away, straight down the throat of Farron Ray. Goes back to Dawson. And it's Collingwood by 34.
Oh, their movement's just...
Crazy thing is, Malcolm, if they get the next 2 goals, the Saints, they're back in it.
Yeah, the 3-goal theory always works.
Big fist came from Jolly. Front and centre was Lockyer. To side bottom, run down, beautiful tackle. Umpire let it go. Fisher. He's all wrapped up and we'll have a bounce.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, yeah.
Tackling by Collingwood's been sensational in this game. They've tackled really well all year. Have a look at the tackles for the match. Collingwood 52, St Kilda 31. Collingwood's lost the tackle count in only 1 game this year. A real strength of theirs.
Here's Gilbert. On his wrong side, he can't kick right foot, and he pays the heavy price for it. It's going to come back.
No, you're right, Quarters. He always endeavours to try to get back onto left foot. He's got amazing pace, but you can see there he's on his right foot. He won't go for it. He tries to get back. And the tackling, and we spoke about the tackling by the Magpies, rewards them. Another shot at goal. And Gilbert is a fine player. Really impressed with him. But Collingwood, they are just like a dog with a bone when it comes to the tackling.
Side bottom. Not sure what to do with it. Kicks it out wide to Jolly. And the Magpies.
Harry O'Brien's just sniffing to get on the end of one of these.
You taught the Collingwood defenders, Chriso. Is that something you taught them?
Jolly
No.
takes on Mill. Now Blair. The Saints are going to get out of trouble here through Graham.
Graham hurriedly around the body, touch play on, so chance for Ben Johnson, concedes ground to Reid, loops the handball, beautiful handball it was, a creative handball to Pendlebury who hits Thomas on the chest. Oh gee, trying to get it on quickly, Stephen was up to it. Pendlebury backs up, back to Thomas, and he goes for take two, wide to Wellingham. Farron Ray, got to get around him, or Didak set him up. Dawson with the tackle, Didak with the recovery, did it brilliantly, back to Wellingham. Kicks towards the pocket, coming to meet it was Gardner. Chance at the fall for Dawes. In the pocket, Swan over the top. Goldsack couldn't find the footy. He's still got an opportunity. Back towards Beams, and he kicks the goal.
Black. It's the black sheep of the family, the ne'er-do-well at all, and the big hairy boogeyman in your closet hall. It's black rats and black hats and blood-sucking bats. It's black market, black mail, and that mark on your mat. But there is, among others, one good thing about black. It makes things stand out, and you'll be glad about that. Panasonic Neoplasma. Blacker blacks mean brighter colors.
Dane Beams gets his first for the afternoon, and the margin's back out to 40. Here's Beams again. Nice handball off to Blair. And the marks taken by Dempster, who was the late inclusion this afternoon for the injured Dal Santo, who has a back problem. A bad loss he has been too for the Saints. Dempster kicks to Fisher.
Look at Dale Thomas work on the mark. Just creating and continue to create the pressure.
Blake to Gilbert.
This is what they've done pretty well today, Rob, haven't they? They've kept the ball. Collingwood I'm talking about.
They've covered well, haven't they? They haven't allowed St Kilda to get out. Now, look at the Saints. They've had about 6 disposals in their defensive 50. As they try to get out, they hit the wall.
Putting his head down and try to charge through.
Yeah, they've done this as well as anyone I've seen in the last couple of months when the Saints' run's been on. They just can't quite break a line consistently enough to score enough.
Bounce 50 out from the Magpies' goal. Jolly beats a couple of Saints. Slapped forward by Montagna to Goddard, who does not stop trying. Long ball, rewind out of position, and easy pickings there for Prestigiacomo.
Handball to Johnson. Kicks wide to the wing. Great kick. And Thomas's mark. Short one's on to Pendlebury.
Just going through this quiet patch. Nick Riewoldt then. I mean, that wasn't his problem then. Running back into form. It's going to take some time, isn't it, to be a four-quarter player?
It will. Riewoldt's just had the 6 disposals, almost three-quarter time. Yeah, he's got another month to go to get himself up into cherry right form.
Gilbert combines with Montagna. Back to Gilbert. Wobbly old kick, but it got to Mill on the bounce. Sweeps the handball wide to Gardner, who almost floats it towards half forward. Shocking kick. Take by Pendlebury. Off to side bottom. Now Thomas. He hasn't got a lot of time, but he assesses the options and finds Swan, who hit the ground running away from Dempster. Explosive speed. Kicks towards Davis, but chipping across. Oh, he stole it and kicks the goal.
Now it's a mark.
50 metres.
It's a mark. He did steal it.
Well, this is another inconsistency. Sometimes it's paid the 50 metres, sometimes it's not. Surely that's got to be 50 metres, Rob.
I might be wrong here, Chris Abbott. I reckon the umpires might have been directed this round Don't give too many 50-metre penalties.
There's Mick.
Who would be in that box?
What the hell was that, I think he said?
Yeah. Why would you want to sit in a box like that?
Because you get paid lots of cash.
Oh, I know. I think it's a thing called something in your body, something in your blood, mate, that wants to make you do it.
Are you making a comeback?
Michael Gardner drills it long. Whoa! Big flyers from Goldsack, couldn't quite take the mark. Cut by Stephen. Fired out the handball to Schneider, to Gwilt. Back to Stephen. He wobbles one to half forward. Revolt. Couldn't get there.
Oh, look at the speed.
Playing another beauty. One of the Brownlow medal favourites, and his kick's good too. It finds Lockyer deep in defence. Collingwood by 40 points. Will they be the new premiership favourites on top of the ladder if they win this game today?
I think, in all honesty, after today, there'll be virtually 3 equal favourites, if that's possible, I would say. People will look at the history, and I don't think you're right St Kilda off on this, you certainly wouldn't. And Geelong has still got to be reckoned with. But I think what it shows is that perhaps Collingwood, that we all thought might happen, has climbed up the ladder a bit.
Collingwood had the most to gain from today, didn't they?
Yes,
because they needed to play well against really good opposition, MCG, 80,000 people, and thus far they've done it.
Reed wide and out on the full, so a little careless there. So a free kick to the Saints.
And I reckon it's wonderful for the competition that we've got 3 teams who I reckon deserve to be equal favourites for the flag at round 16.
Patterson drives it inside, attacking 50. Revolt, fist from Prestigiacomo at the fall is Tuvey. Couldn't quite find the handle. Jones, well tackled by side bottom. Lockyer put the head down. Ball spills free, side bottom, snaffles it. Handball wide. Now free kick in the meantime. And it'll go to Alan Didak on defensive 50. Alan Didak coming in for disposal number 17. Kicks very wide to the wing. Jolly versus Patterson. And Jolly almost had his arm grabbed. No free kick. McQualter got from Blake. Now Patterson. Gilbert, quick hands. It was a poor handball though from Gilbert. Straight to the feet of his captain. That didn't help. And another boundary throwing the attacking side of left centre wing for the Saints. Good hamstring tester, that one.
Hayes in the middle of this. Coming through hard was Blair. Got it to Reed, to Davis. He's run down. Free kick, advantage paid. Peak. And a very quiet third quarter. He finds Montagna.
Amazing.
He kicks into space, and getting there is Schneider. Nice bit of protection offered there by Mill, and Schneider will go back and have a shot. Hit 2 behinds this quarter, Adam Schneider.
Well, the lowest score the St Kilda's kicked this year is 44 points, a total of 44. They're 33 at the moment. And you've got to give an enormous amount of credit to the Magpies, who have restricted them. Don't forget, the Magpies could only kick 4 goals against the Saints in round 3 earlier this year.
Adam Schneider. This is what he gets paid to do. Kick goals from this distance, and he has missed again. 3 behinds to Adam Schneider in the third quarter. It is Collingwood by 39 as Nick Revolt sits down with a drink. Another break for him.
Goldsack to Johnson. Got Didak wide in the pocket and uses him. And a loose player at half back, Luke Ball. Luke Ball coming in for his 15th disposal this afternoon. He's very good early in the opening quarter, Luke Ball. Kicks towards the wing. Pendlebury up. Oh, gee, that was a courageous effort from Beams. Taken by Lockyer towards half forward, but under pressure. He kicks it out on the full, so St Kilda's free kick at half back.
Fine there, Leon. Hold it there. Leon.
Geary goes back to Gilbert. Kicks to Peak. Setting himself here is Fisher, who takes mark number 14.
Move it on. Play on. Play on.
Now to Gwilt.
Kick.
to Peak, to Hayes. Nothing on offer. He goes back to the wing to Gwilt. Out wide to Goddard. Kick. Find a target on the field for Milne. Oh, that's a beautiful kick by Stephen Milne. And Kazitsky says, leave it, it's mine. And Justin Kazitsky will line up directly in front, kicking from about 48 metres out.
You're not going to believe this, Rob, but I was actually watching Justin Kazitsky then off the ball. Because I looked down and he's had the least number of touches on the ground. I think he's got 2 in the first minute. This is only his 4th. But everything he did then was actually very good. He actually ran from defence, cut through the middle, and the kick came back to him. So, I mean, for the 30 seconds I was watching him, he's played perfectly.
I think they need to use him more in the ruck.
Justin Kazitsky kicked the first goal of the match, and he's missed as well. In this quarter, the Saints have kicked 1 goal, 6 to the Magpies, 4 straight goals.
And some easy shots missed too. A couple from Schneider and that one from Kazitsky. So Nick Rewalt chatting with his coach on the boundary line as Alan Didak brings it out of defence to a central location. Oh, great courage shown there by Luke Ball. And he marks it left half back.
That was brilliant, wasn't it? That was genuinely tough.
Yep.
He had no idea to run back that far. You don't know anyone's not there.
And Davis takes a mark, slips it to Didak. Short kick. Hard for Wellingham at ground level, but he gets it to Tuvey. His handball had too much on it, so taken by Dawson. But straight back to Tuvey. Didak. And running short of time here. The Magpies, the ball's at half forward and a bounce. Clint Jones and coach just reviewing the stats to 3/4 time. 1 forward by Hayes as the 3/4 time siren sound. So from a 26-point advantage at halftime, Collingwood have extended it to 38.
Well, they've won each quarter, Chriso, which is an impressive way to do it. They kicked the 4 goals straight in that 3rd quarter. St Kilda had their opportunities. They kicked 1 goal, 6. And they'll be ruining those missed opportunities. But I think this is going to be a Collingwood win. And Stevie Milne's gone forward again, just 6 touches. And Ben Johnson done a ripper job on him this afternoon.
There's Milne and Johnson. And Milne's only goal came from a handball from Patterson after he got a free kick in the forward pocket. So final quarter underway at the MCG. Collingwood by 38 points. Kazitsky down to Jones. Now Goddard an opportunity. Hayes hoists it high towards half forward. Ball to the back. Didak first to arrive. Sweeps the handball wide to Swan. Disposal number 30. And a good kick. Mark taken by Thomas. Between half-back and wing.
Move it on. Play on.
Now Lee Brown, oh gee, that's an ordinary kick off the boot, but finds his man in Luke Ball. And the overlap provided by Pendlebury. Loose play at deep. Jolly's worked hard. Big chance here, big Darren Jolly. Can't take it. Ball a chance for Davis. Oh, he loves these, Davis. Couldn't pull it back far enough this time. And the first score of the final quarter to the Magpies, but it is only a behind. Margin 39 points.
2 metres.
Big jump here from Jolly. We just looked at Heath Shaw on the boundary line.
Back.
Yeah, lower back. He just nudged him at half time, 3/4 time, getting some treatment on it too. He was sorish by the sound of things. Look at things.
Mark taken by Fisher. Off to Blake. And he hands it off to Farron Ray.
Yeah.
Who goes long. Revolt's caught behind. Nudges his opponent under the footy. Schneider stabs it into the pocket, and good kick finds Montagna. Kazitsky wants it quickly, but he ignores him and kicks in the Graham direction. That's well done by Didak.
It was.
Really well done. And he's rewarded with a footy in the end. Beautifully done, Alan Didak.
As good as Didak was, Graham was terrible because he just dropped what he should have taken. A little bit of distraction by Didak's jump. We'll have a look at it later, but it was excellently done.
Great kick by Didak to McCaffer. He took a little bit too much time to get things moving again into the pocket. The big leap was from Brown. Back of the pack is Peak. Handballs to Fisher. He gives it to Goddard.
And the Saints out of trouble. Hayes Short kick over the head to Milne. Lets Thomas in, although he misses it. Backed up by Tuvey. Now Ben Johnson. Got time as he kicks wide towards Dawes and Dawson. And the ball eludes both of them over for a boundary throw-in in the right forward pocket.
And have a look at Didak there. He just jumps and he just puts Jason Graham off enough to cause him to drop the ball. But importantly, Didak follows up. Well done. Hard not to give away a free kick in that situation, and Didak did it perfectly.
And a blood rule. Dawson coming from the ground.
Heath Shaw had about 2 or 3 minutes of work done on his lower back, and he is wearing a brace around that lower back that it looks like he took into the start of the match, boys.
Does he look as though he might be able to come back on, Howie?
Absolutely, mate. He'll be back on.
So the forced interchange with St Kilda.
By the way, boys, the sportsbet.com.au odds. Geelong still outright favourites for the flag at $2.90. St Kilda $3.75. Collingwood have been backed in this afternoon from $5.50 to $4.75.
Chance for Swan. Oh, what a game he's played. Short. Oh, just overhead of Brown. Beams. Little fumble. Now Schneider. Well tackled by Tuvey. Swan again gets involved. This time to Jolly. Trying to get it to Pendlebury, but well done, Peake. Just able to slip in there. Now Fisher, who was dispossessed. Gee, no one can get a handle on the footy here. Blair does well. Gets it to side bottom. Wellingham from 60. Kicks it long towards the pocket. Gilbert across, front and centre. McCaffer, and he kicks a wonderful goal.
Oh, but the Lancer's great. It's got leather steering wheel, stereo controls, Bluetooth. It's awesome.
Now's the time to buy with limited edition Lancer Active with $2,000 worth of extras like spoiler, alloys and the safety of 7 airbags available in sedan or hatch. As shown, $22,440 drive away or $21,990 drive away excluding metallic or pearlescent paint. So visit your local Mitsubishi dealer and buy in July.
Love that car.
He's come into the team, you know. He's kicked 2 goals. In a low-scoring game, virtually up forward, virtually replaced Cloak. So 2 goals, good return.
Played a defensive role mainly on Gilbert this afternoon.
Goddard to Jones. He's tackled strongly.
Rob, when you were losing one of these big games like this, I mean, I'd like to try something in this last quarter now if I was Ross Lyon.
Yeah.
Just see something he might put away for the end of the, for the September series.
Yeah, and well, he started with Kazitsky in the ruck. I'd love to see him ruck the quarter out. Why not? And the other one, look, Milne's only had 6 touches. Why not let him play as a midfielder?
Yeah, he plays well up the ground, he does.
Yeah, give him a chance to be a midfielder, another string to his bow, because when he has these down days, you've got to be able to get something else out of him.
What about, say, someone like Gilbert or a Fisher who can mark overhead? Try them up forward.
Yep.
Put Kazitsky at centre half back. I mean, just do...
Throw it around a bit. Nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose at all.
Good mark taken by Reid. He's growing in stature every game he plays.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. I mean, some days aren't diamonds. This is one of them for St Kilda.
Yeah.
Just to look at something now for 15 or 20 minutes, you might, I'll put that in the memory bank for, final, come grand final day.
Thomas kicks to Brown. Strong mark in front of Dawson. Too strong. Short one to Blair. And he kicks to Didak. So Collingwood doing as it pleases. Big win coming up. They'll be on top of the ladder. As we start to head towards the September action. This is Blake. Sends it off to Gwilt. Kazitsky peels off. And he takes the mark. Draws the player and put it over the top to Ray, who kept on running. Didn't get the kindest of bounces. Did well in the end. Got it back to Kazitsky. Nothing on offer there. Trouble here. Wellingham.
2 handballs by Kazitsky, and 2 of them, one didn't hit the target and that one got smothered. It is lazy football.
Peake's tackled by McCaffer and we'll have a bounce.
Like 2 handballs there. That one gets smothered. Well, you've got to be better than that. And the other one, to Ray, landed at his feet.
So St Kilda free kick out of that to Farron Ray. And half back. Again, very indecisive. Kick short to Goddard. And 50. And against Tyson Goldsack for running over the mark. And you mentioned earlier, Malcolm, a couple of times with the umpire called the player back. Not this time. So Goddard at centre half forward, short kick. And the mark's taken by Jack Stephen. And he'll kick from 50. No, he won't. He'll kick short, and Revolt's on the end of it. Just the bare 15 there. And Nick Revolt, who kicked the goal right on half-time. In fact, after the half-time siren, with an opportunity from 45 metres on a slight angle to kick goal number 2. Taken 6 marks this afternoon. Coming in for his 8th disposal. Tough day at the office. And he misses that to the right.
Didak's hurt him, hasn't he? Just clean.
Yeah.
When he gets it, he's beautifully clean. He's the Dal Santo of the Collingwood team, isn't he?
Yeah.
The clean kick, good finisher.
Absolute A-grader now.
Yeah.
You know, for years he was the dangerous half-forward goal sneak. Has become an elite midfielder.
Beams to Wellingham.
Okay, Rob. Well, we've got the odds. I think it's a bit tighter than what the bookmakers say. Where can Collingwood improve on this?
Well, they've Maxwell to come in.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
And Cloak.
Cloak.
There's a hole here, and it's going to be a free kick. Collingwood's way going to be taken by McCaffer.
Brad Dick, I think's a good player.
Yeah, what about Josh Fraser then?
I can't see a spot for Josh Fraser in this team.
Beams, long ball. 3-on-1 here. Brown stayed out of the contest. Has got the football.
And that's the man who'll keep him out, Brown.
Ball kicks to Pendlebury.
Barring injuries, of course.
Yeah, and that's because Brown has got more strings to his bow. Can play backline, can play tall forward, and importantly can take a turn in the ruck. Because they've got Jolly, Jolly can ruck 80% of the game, so they only need a part-time ruckman. So you don't need Josh Fraser because Brown can do that, and he gives you the other advantages.
Scott Pendlebury. He's had 23 disposals this afternoon from right on 50. It's the Magpies by 45 points, which is the equal game high lead.
This is a big win, you know. This is real belief stuff, isn't it? If you can knock one of these off.
Blair, courageous, but couldn't hold on. Stephen recovered well. Milne sweeps the handball inside. Geary back to Milne. Towards half forward at the back. Patterson, good mark. Former Tiger, Montagna. And he kicks towards half forward. Mark taken by Fisher. So a nice build up this by St Kilda. Graham spreads it wide to Gilbert. And forced to go back over the mark. Now, loose. Kicks towards, that was a good kick towards Patterson. Chance for Stephen. We know he's a goal sneak, and he kicks a goal for the Saints.
We were bickering away before we crashed into a farmer's crop.
I was trying to launch my boat.
I was in some kind of joke.
I just didn't see the lobby.
What about me? I never claim.
And he gets the same as I did. What about me?
Amy's Safe Driver Awards for drivers who don't claim.
Lucky you're with Amy.
Jack Stephen kicks his 8th goal for the season, playing his 6th game. It's Collingwood, though, by a healthy 39 points. Nick Revolt prepares to come back on. The Saints next week, by the way, play Hawthorn on Friday night.
Ooh, ooh.
Another monster game for St Kilda. Didak nudged out of the contest cleverly by Stephen. He's tackled by Swan.
Who are you going to tip in the Friday night Hawks Saints game, Stephen?
I'll be tipping the Hawks, Mark.
Yeah, about time.
Even that Collingwood-Richmond game next Saturday afternoon, it's his beauty, isn't it, now?
Oh, yeah.
With the young team improving.
Gilbert goes the long option inside 50. Back of the pack. Shaw. Little soccer off the ground. That was by Milne. And he gets it behind.
So the margin as it was at three-quarter time, Collingwood led by 18 points at quarter time, by 26 at half time, and the margin at the moment 38 as Johnson kicks in. Good mark taken by Ray. Thought about giving it to Jones, but decides to kick instead, and a good kick mark taken by Hayes. 45 from goal.
It'll test Lenny late in the game.
Certainly had their opportunities in the third quarter, St Kilda, but kicked 1 goal 6. So Lenny Hayes from just inside 50 makes good contact, hasn't got the carry, and well done O'Brien fisting it through. Rushed behind.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of noise with an army of black and white supporters, Rob. They're going to love this, aren't they?
Yeah, but you could escape back to Queensland. I can't.
Oh, no, get it all too, see. Yeah. They're everywhere, you know, Collingwood supporters.
Well, that's true.
Free kick going to the Saints from that kick in, and Farron Ray's got it.
Chris, how are you feeling, all right?
Yeah, it's been a good performance by the Magpies.
No.
Long ball. Revolt can't take the mark, and we'll have a throw in.
Do you take any credit for this at all?
None whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
Bit of frustration for Revolt.
Yeah, well, Revolt's saying to Farron Ray, kick it short out in front of the goal. Don't just hang it up in the air like that. But they're getting cranky, the Saints.
There's tackled by Geary. Have you seen Luke Ball's game today, Rob, against his old team? Is he serviceable?
No, better than serviceable. I think he's won a lot of hard ball, and that's his job, in and under, and he's had plenty of clearances, a lot of hard ball gets. He gives off the handballs more than he kicks.
Should also say that we've probably said it before, Rob, but some days as a player and a coach, as in a unit, just doesn't work sometimes, does it? And I mean, the Saints have been admirable for so long now. For nearly 2 years, they've hardly been beaten.
And they've won 7 in a row going into this game. And I reckon Collingwood's been building to this one and building well. And I just felt that the Magpies had more to gain from this match. It'll be really good for their confidence.
Didak back to Swan. To Pendlebury. That was a bit over-ambitious there. Throw in on centre wing. Collingwood by 37 points, just past the halfway mark of the last quarter. The Magpies will be on top of the ladder after today's result.
It's one of those stats, Stevens, you might have at hand. How long since Collingwood have been on the top of the ladder in round 16, late in the season?
I'd love to take that as a question with notice.
Okay, no, very good at everything else, I must say, but just thought I'd ask that. I can't remember it for a long while.
So a bouncy attacking side of the wing for the Magpies. Knocked forward by Wellingham. Geary first to arrive. Handball to Jones. Dempster got it away just in the nick of time to Hayes. And his kick is a beauty. Marked by Patterson. Back to Hayes. Bit of flow to St Kilda's last couple of minutes. Revolt now off to Milne. Stephen Milne tracking to the boundary line. Wants to take on Johnson, who corrals him well. His kick not great. Oh, gee, nice little toe poke from Dane Beams. Tuvey, Reid backing into the pack, but taken by Beams to Lockyer. Now O'Brien. Handball. Oh, gee, went astray. Picked up by Stephen. Has already kicked a goal in this quarter and kicks his second. So he's kicked the last 2 goals.
He's got a nice set.
Hey ladies, how you doing?
When you're heading to the beach or a mate's backyard pool, a real bloke knows what's truly cool. Bodies over budgies, yeah. What will the girls think? You look smaller than you think, 'cause cold water makes it real. Bodies over budgies.
20 years of age, Jack Stephen, playing just his 7th match of AFL footy, so he's got a bright future. The attendance today, 81,386.
What does that tell you?
That we love Saturday afternoon football.
That we do love Saturday afternoon football. So give us more, AFL.
Well, might get some Saturday afternoon twilight, or what do you call it? Saturday twilight. That'd be all right, wouldn't it?
Hayes to
Michael, you with us?
Graham. Back to Hayes. And he gives it to Gwilt. Kicks in the Kazitsky direction. So Kazitsky plays on. Long ball. Revolt being impeded there. Didn't like the treatment. Has a dirty look at the umpire. And while that was going on, Goldsack took the mark.
Well, Malcolm, being part of the Gold Coast team, where would you prefer your games to be played when you play at home? What time, what day or night? Because Brisbane Lions, they obviously enjoy having the Saturday night.
Yeah, I think Saturday twilight makes a bit of sense for some reason. Not that we've just talked about it a lot, but I think so.
Hayes, he's tackled. Umpire let it go. Picked up by Shaw. Sweeping handball to Dawes. He's been pretty quiet this afternoon. Over to Didak, who's been a start. Tarkin Lockyer kicks to Leon Davis. Dropped the mark.
Yeah, I just think, you know, you can go out and do your surfing and all your stuff, and at 5 o'clock, something like that, 4:30, 5 o'clock, go to the footy.
And the heat's out of the day early in the year.
Yeah.
Ball to the back, chance for Shaw. Spreads it wide, Didak. Wants his left side, little handball to Blair. He was under pressure, so they fist it towards Jolly. But St Kilda's defence holding up very well. Hayes, Goddard, now Gilbert, Montagna, Peak, and they get out of trouble. And the kick to Revolt, not a great kick from Peak. And a boundary throw in on the southern wing.
Malcolm, you asked me a question. When was the last time Collingwood was on top of the ladder after round 16?
Correct.
The answer is 1990.
Can I just say, you know what my next question was going to be, Chriso? Can you remember? That's true. Well done, Stephen. That is absolutely true. I vaguely remember you blokes in 1990. Michael?
Yes, long time ago, 20 years ago. Yeah. Montagna's kicked his mark by Revolt, who sent us towards centre-half forward. Chance for O'Brien. He's well tackled by Schneider. Play on the call. Schneider finds the footy at ground level from 35. Dribbles it through for a behind. 4 behinds to Adam Schneider this afternoon.
And Stephen, just following that up, you know, history has a habit of repeating itself sometimes. That's stupid, isn't it, when you say something like that? But it really is. So 20 years since they were top on round 16. And what happened in 1990, Michael?
Good year, Malcolm.
Collingwood won.
Come on, Chris, I reminisce.
Come on.
It's nice to reminisce. He had a premiership.
Yeah. So there you go. The omen is there, Michael.
They celebrated for 5 years too, they did. Almost a mark to Dane Swan. Has he racked up some numbers again? 35 disposals.
And he wants more quarters. He is such a strong player. He doesn't get knocked over. And he's able to go at the ball crouched and not lose pace. He's just so strong through the corner.
I reckon that was a mark.
Free kick here, downfield.
It's against Dawes.
Yep, for a little tangle with
50 metres abuse.
Zach Dawson, and abuse as well.
50 metres.
So things just unravelling in the last few minutes of this match.
It was way up the other end. So the umpire was right there. There was a free kick, and then he gave him a spray as well.
That's very nice of Ray to explain it to everyone.
So I think the spray also came from Dawes. There, off the ball, you can see at the top of your screen. So the 50-metre penalty, Geary with a shot at goal, and that is just terrible.
It's the sort of day the kids had.
Don't you love them when they're up and about, the Collingwood supporters?
Johnson wide to Thomas. Beautiful kick from Ben Johnson.
Didn't he go out of bounds?
Well, it looked like it a little bit there. Ball provides the Shepherd. So Thomas away on the northern wing. Jones confronts him. Beautiful little handball over the top to Swan, who tries to spiral it forward. Ball to the back. Side bottom looks as though he's hurt. No, he's okay. A little paddle from Gardner. McQuarrie lost the handle. Brown tries to barge through. Lockyer will need to get boot the ball pretty quickly here. Instead gives it to McCaffrey, who kicks his third.
Welcome back. Well, they took a punt, these blokes.
Got great arms.
And didn't it pay dividends?
That's a modern miracle.
What a magnificent spectacle as the crowd heads towards the victory. Lots of friendly faces, all drinking the best cold beer.
Well, that's what it's for.
The Gold Jackets out. This is what they call the old 2-goal turnaround, Malcolm.
Yeah, that's Curie's miss, and then this probably the most exciting bit of play for the day, from end to end, and brilliant.
You know, Lee Brown featured in that goal. He's been involved in 8 score assists for the Magpies, which is the most of anyone.
Another mark to Sam Fisher. That's number 17 for the day.
What a game.
Yeah, a lot of them would chip around early, so.
Yes,
mate.
true.
I mean, in all fairness.
Still the dream teamers will be happy.
How's yours going, Stephen?
Okay. Kick into the middle. No mark to Gilbert. There's Tarkin Lockyer. Off to Shaw. They've got loose men peeling off everywhere. One of them is McCaffrey.
Give it to him.
Gives it to Davis. Beams wants it now. He stabs towards Beams in the pocket and gets him. Nice kick from Leon Davis. The applause comes from Malcolm Blight. And Dane Beams will go back and have a shot for his second. He plays on, improves the angle.
It'll go back.
No,
It'll go back, but Clint Jones, what was he thinking? He's kicked it straight across the ground. That's okay if it's a bullet-like kick, but look at the hang time of this kick. And that just gives the Collingwood players every chance to intercept, which they do, and they swing it forward, end up with this shot at goal. And what about this bullet-like kick?
Oh, that's perfection.
Dane Beams today, 16 disposals. 5 marks, 4 tackles, a couple of clearances.
He contributes something every game, doesn't he?
Very solid. And he's lining up for his second. Still only a very young man, 20 years of age. And he nails the goal.
We were bickering away before we crashed into a farmer's crop.
I was trying to launch my boat.
I was in some kind of joke.
I just didn't see the love.
I never claim.
And he gets the same as I did. What about me?
Amy's Safe Driver Awards for drivers who don't claim.
I know we mentioned you have been a premiership player for Collingwood for some time, as Ross Lyon looks on. You can't do much about it now. Do you enjoy this still, seeing your team win like this? Big game?
Absolutely.
Yeah, good on you.
Gardner wins it out. Chance for Blair. Well done, Gwilt. Hayes, now Fisher. Knocked up getting disposal. Sam Fisher, he kicks intelligently and finds Gardner. Now Stephen on the overlap. Wide over the head of Revolt. And poor delivery inside the forward 50 for Nick Revolt again.
Collingwood on top of the ladder. Where do you think they played their last 6 games of the home and away season, Malcolm?
I'll try and guess about pretty similar to where we're sitting right now.
Their last 6 is at the MCG.
I thought it was the last 7.
Yeah, well, including today.
Yeah.
This is done and dusted, this one, Christo.
Milne and Johnson, and the ball not getting out, so...
Well, would you get stage fright with those big games, you know, that Mick spoke about a couple of years ago?
Blockbuster
games?
fatigue.
Blockbuster fatigue. Geez, I would have loved that. Hey?
Good problem.
Reed slaps it forward. Graham.
Still mine.
Swan. Trying to get it to Didak. Milne does well. Geary.
Touch, play on. Mine.
Reed, the big double fister. Didak. Well, gee, gave it to Brown, who was covered, but Didak with another. Pendlebury, exquisite skill.
Look out. They're on here. They're on.
Spreads it wide to side bottom. Back to Pendlebury, running in a massive wave here. He's got loose players everywhere. Davis wants to play on. He's got a loose player inside the attacking 50. He's got about 4 of them, in fact. Brown is one that he picks out in the best position. 40 or 35 metres from goal directly in front.
Gee, Pendlebury gets involved in scoring change, doesn't he? He is just a wonderful link player.
Great decision maker, Rob.
Yeah, he's never flustered, is he?
Yeah.
He always hangs onto the footy, draws opponents, and then just uses it so well by hand or foot.
Get ready for the noise.
Now, this is my man getting set for a shot.
He's played well. 6 marks, coming in for his 16th disposals, kicked a couple of goals. This for goal number 3. Some icing on the cake for Lee Brown. The goal umpire doesn't move.
Come on, fella.
I'm sitting in a railway station, got a ticket for my destination.
Look at you.
Homeward bound.
Let's have a look at Collingwood's next 4 matches. Richmond, Carlton, Geelong, Essendon. All at the MCG. The Saints have got a big one next Friday against the Hawks at Etihad. Then the Bombers. And then 2 very winnable games, Port Adelaide and the Kangaroos. So maybe 3 out of those 4 are pretty comfortable work for the Saints. And the big one will come next week against the Hawks on Friday night.
Mine. Thank you, Lee.
Yeah, they're still fine.
What are you looking at? Robert Walsh?
Oh, a big one against the Hawks.
Well, it is a big game.
Well, of course it's a big game.
So what's your problem?
Well, you've got no faith in your team. That's what's the problem.
Mine. Let him go. They'll get up on their own accord. Thanks, Lee. Give us a footy, mate.
It's a beauty, isn't he?
Yeah.
Patterson against Brown. Third man up was Pendlebury. Tapped it to ball. Ineffective kick. Hacked off the ground by Beams to the 50. Oh, courage from Wellingham, and he's cleaned up Gilbert at the same time. Oh, that was hard and tough. And he's still hungry, even though the Pies are winning easily. Wellingham wanted it badly, and he's really done a job on Gilbert.
Just got him right in the hip.
Sharon.
Both boys' eyes on the footy.
Oh, gee, you just don't need that at the 29-minute mark of a game that's run one and done.
Good news for St Kilda is that Gilbert's up and he's okay.
You're right, Malcolm. You're 10 goals down. The game's nearly over. You just don't need to get poleaxed, do you?
Courageous stuff from Sharad Wellingham. His coach will love that. Can he finish it off with a goal from about 55? He's given it a good go. And gets a point. As a groggy Gilbert comes off, and that'll be his day over.
So we've ticked through 30 minutes and Collingwood reach 100 points as Peake plays onto himself. Target Blake, but Wellingham again. And again, marks bravely.
Well, none of us here picked the Collingwood team, and that's fair enough too, but they had to break through the barrier. And I think today they've broken a barrier which they've had for a little while, but they're on the right track now.
Well, they go back from half forward, back inside defensive 50 to Goldsack. Thomas. Running hard, Blair. And he's the target, and a good kick from Thomas. And good lead-up work from Beams, who's got it just backward of right centre wing. What a crowd that's been here today. In excess of 81,000. Wonderful atmosphere. Long kick towards Dawes, pushed out of it. Patterson hasn't been St Kilda's worst. Now a chance for Peake. Well done by Schneider. Gets it through back to Patterson, and a good kick mark taken by Gwilt.
Gwilt kicks wide. And the mark's taken by guess who? It's a nice little acknowledgement from the Collingwood fans. Stephen Milne kicks backwards to Dempster, who goes back in the middle for Fisher, who takes his 18th mark. Gives it off to Schneider. Sweeping handball. Siren. Massive win by Collingwood, who are on top of the ladder.
People, I think 50 of them are singing the song. It's a massive game. Collingwood is on top of the ladder, Lukey Ball. A massive result for you and your footy club.
Yeah, it is, as you said, it's a fantastic atmosphere, and we're certainly lucky to play in games like this in front of crowds like this. So I guess you could say it's a precursor to things to come, hopefully. And they've had a pretty good record over us over the last sort of 4 or 5 years. So it was important to make a bit of a statement.
You were fantastic with the ball today, but when you didn't have the ball, the defensive pressure you boys put on St Kilda was quite phenomenal.
Oh, you have to. That's what they've been the benchmark of for the last 2 years. So you've got to match them in that area, otherwise you really don't give yourself a chance. So certainly was a focus, and I think the stats show that it was a good result.
Your own game, mate. You look very good in your own body. You're running across the top of the ground. You even let one go from 50 straight through the middle. You're looking in good nick.
Yeah, I feel the Saints boys couldn't believe that, but so I'm starting to feel pretty good. Yeah, it's nice to just have some continuity and string some games together. So yeah, it's going well.
6 more games, the MCG. Enjoy the ride.
Thanks, mate.
Luke Ball, former captain of St Kilda, now a Magpie, and boy would have enjoyed today. Massive win by Collingwood, 48 points over the Saints here at the MC.